Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every Wednesday morning we go through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video, and one person's question will help me make the thumbnail every single week. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video, and if I did comment you saying great question, I might use this and I didn't, please drop that same question again and put repeat question and get moved to the top. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything, but when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision, and I have been in the hobby since it started, so I've been here forever. And people keep asking me about Mew. Mew is safe, but he is buried in a tote right now, and I cannot get to him because the whole van is packed because we're going to Cali. Literally got home from Vegas at 3 a.m., and now I got to record 8 long-form videos, edit them all, and then I'm leaving Wednesday morning at like 4 a.m. for Cali. So busy time. And we do have to give thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Platinum Protectors. I'm working on a new affiliate code right now to get you guys a better discount. So definitely check that out. But these guys have cases for action figures, comic books, diecast, Funko Pops, trading cards, and video games. And when it comes to trading cards, they got, the nice acrylic cases that are stackable. Otherwise, they got the nice cheaper cases that are literally a couple dollars a case. So that way you're not spending thousands and thousands of dollars on cases for your collection. And, they got stuff for Lorcana, One Piece, card sleeves, top loaders. They got everything, booster bundles. Especially we got like 4 different types of booster bundles now. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, you guys want to try out Tag for your first time, click the link, use the code BEER10 and get 10% off your first submission, which you will need because they stopped their lower tiers. Same thing with PSA. Click the link, use the code BEER25 to get $25 off your first submission. And same thing, they got rid of their lower tiers. And I just got a VAULTX affiliate code. You can use the code BEERDX25 and you'll get a discount there for your first order. All right, first question is from Rampage Wolf. Hey Beard, with everyone and their dog hoarding modern Pokemon, is it worth having modern sealed, or should I pivot to something else, and what should I pivot to? So I've actually heard this from quite a few people and even some bigger creators and stuff, but they also said this boom was not going to last nearly as long, and even buying stuff at MSRP isn't even a good idea because we'll have $100 booster boxes again. But that was over a year ago when they said that. But here's my thought process when it comes to this. Yes, we have the most people ever holding on to sealed products, but you got to think, most people literally are terrible at holding on to sealed products. They want to open it. They want to gamble. I know so many people that buy stuff and 2 months later, they open it. They get drunk. They rip it open. They have some friends over. They want to have some fun. They rip it open. Or they sell it within like a year or two and try to double or triple their money. We're almost never going to all sell our products at the exact same time. And there's just so many people opening packs now. I mean, the box breakers alone. If I had to guess, there's probably 1 million packs being opened every single day. Probably more. So yes, we have the most people ever holding on to sealed products, but we also have the most people ever opening up Pokemon packs. So that's why I'm not super worried. And if you are worried, the best thing you can do is try not to overpay, stick with more popular products, stuff that, everybody would take in their collection, and not, niche stuff that only a few people would want. You just got to be smart. But I'm telling you though, I've had so many friends, start a sealed collection, and almost none of them have anything left. I have like one buddy who has a few things left. Otherwise, everybody else just, wanted to have some fun and rip it open, and that's it. Next is from Mark Wiener. Hey, Pokebeard, the GameStop Gengar is almost 200 and the GameStop Ho-Oh is 70-ish. Why hasn't the GameStop stamp Suicune or Dragonite exploded yet based off this hype, 22 and 17 respectively? So the Gengar is actually going down in price now, market price $169, so that is good to see. I genuinely feel like these are the most overrated Pokemon cards in Pokemon right now. $170 for a Gengar GameStop promo is insane. There is probably hundreds and hundreds of GameStop employees that grab stacks and stacks of these. These are not rare at all, in my opinion. I think they're pretty cool. And, $20, $30, $40 I can maybe see, but $170 is just crazy. But I mean, if we're looking at GameStop exclusives and the promos, yeah, Suicune should be a lot more. Dragonite should be a lot more if you're comparing it to the Gengar and the Ho-Oh. But yeah, in my opinion, I think the Suicune and Dragonite are even better than the Gengar and Ho-Oh. Let me know down below. That can be our question of the day. What Pokemon do you guys like better, Gengar or Dragonite? That's a tough one. But we even have an Umbreon GameStop promo here at $43. So yeah, if Gengar is $170, Umbreon should be $100, Suicune should be $50, Dragonite should be $50. I mean, if we're looking at these prices. And I mean, probably even more if Ho-Oh is $63, but Ho-Oh did just come out. So I do think this one will drop also. Let's click on it. Yeah, it was at $85. So I have a feeling it will drop quite a bit more. All right, next is from Ramirez. Hey Beard, what do you use to determine prices on raw cards? I have a Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies with some whitening on 2 corners. Had some people say it's lightly played, and I agree. Going off of COLLECTR at the moment is showing LP at 803 in MP condition at 709. I've been getting offers at 500 to 580. Should I hold off on selling it? So we're getting a Rayquaza set very soon. Do not sell this card until that set comes out. And lightly played on TCG Player. Last sold, we got $8.99, $8.99. We got one at $5.94, $5.69, $5.88, $5.77, $5.25. So that's why you're getting those offers. They're basing it off of that, because this card does not sell very often. Lightly played condition. But definitely wait until the set comes out, and you will get prices a lot closer to that $1,000 price range probably. Next is from @Sean Stearns. What do you think about the Illustrator promos from Pokéday 2023? The Pikachu for Alligator and Toxtricity. Good investment to get a bunch of copies and grade them, or just get some raws for the binder. So let's take a quick peek. Yeah, I think the Pikachu is absolutely adorable and only $17. And I mean, if you look at past years, we got the Greninja here in 2022 at 46, Arcanine in 2022 at 48, and Bulbasaur at 51. I'm not a fan of the basic EX for Toxtricity, which is literally $1.26, so most people agree with that. But I do like the Feraligatr and the Pikachu, especially the Pikachu. One thing I like about the Feraligatr is that I feel like a lot of people do not know is there are Magikarps in there. I feel like that makes it even better. So yeah, I think it's a pretty solid pickup, especially if Toxtricity is only $1. You might as well pick one up for every, one of these you pick up, so you got the complete set. But yeah, they're actually super cool. I'm actually going to try to get this Arcanine in a PSA 10 for Mrs. Beard, because she really likes that card. Next is from @Kales213. Hi, weird question. Would you open the TCG Classic box for the cards or keep it sealed? I only have one. It is quite bulky, but wondering if the sealed box is going to be worth more than the contents in the long term. All right, let's check out the cards here. So we got the Charizard sitting at 211, Blastoise at 45, Pikachu at 38, Venusaur at 38, Mewtwo at 27. So all you really got to do is just add all these cards up. And if the value is more than the box, then you could definitely open up that box, especially if you plan to get these cards graded. But with it being so expensive to get your cards graded, it makes it a little bit riskier and a lot more expensive. So you might want to hold on to the box until you can get some cheap grading done, and then it would probably be worth it. But if you do not grade anything, I think the box would eventually do better. All right, next question is from @Clark Kent. Dear Your Honorable Beard, how well do you think the new set Pitch Black will do long term? We don't get dark theme sets often, and with popular Pokemon like Darkrai, Slowbro, and Morpeko, this set should be a sleeper. This may not get overly printed. How do you feel? So I wish they would have doubled down on the darkness of the set. Because if you really look at it, it's not really that dark of a set. We got a few here and there, Slowbro, Thievul, Zarude, kind of dark cards. But otherwise, the Darkrai, obviously, we got Chandelure and the Morpeko. Cool cards, but I just wish they would have sprinkled a few more darker cards, like some scary stuff. Kind of the same thing I wish they would have did with Shroud of Fable, really doubled down on that being like a Halloween themed type set, with Dusclops and all that and stuff. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool set. I do think it will do slightly better than Perfect Order, but I don't know if it will be Chaos Rising just because the Greninja, people like Greninja so much more than Darkrai. But I'm excited for the set. I think it does look pretty cool. They got some very, very nice illustration rares. The Goldeen is top tier. But again, another small set. It's hard for small sets to really, really pop off. Next is from @Francisco PFL. Do you think the Japanese market slab sealed singles are worth investing in? They seem to be in the rise. So we've had so many booms with Japanese, and every time they come crashing down very, very hard. If we have a big, boom with English, Japanese usually follows, and then Japanese gets hit harder than English does. So of course, there's going to be some good buys here and there, especially if you think something's pretty undervalued. But a lot of times, that stuff does come right back down in price. So I usually try not to go too crazy with Japanese. The only way I do is if they're Japanese exclusives. Same thing with Chinese. I only really collect the Chinese exclusives. So for Japanese and Chinese, exclusives only is what I do. Next is from a member @Michael Ria. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Beard. Hope everything goes smoothly. If you guys did not know, Mrs. Beard is pregnant again with the second baby Beard. So yeah, going to be a lot of fun, a lot more work. His question was, UK viewer here, I have a PSA 10 Mega Charizard X SIR from Phantasmal Flames, graded myself. Would you keep it long term or use this to get some minty sealed? What minty sealed would you get in similar value? So that's actually a super tough one when it comes to this card, because this card is just so special. So many people want it. I mean, the pop on it is so high. It's probably got one of the highest pops in the Scarlet and Violet and Mega Evolution era already, which is just insane to think about because the set is not even old at all. But that worries me a little bit to where if the market does cool off or we get a little summer lull in a couple months, I do think that Charizard will come down in price, but that's the only way I could see it going down in price. And I could even see it going up in price even a little bit more, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, it is just such a tough decision because it's just such a crazy card. But if you do decide to sell it, that's the other thing too, is that all the sealed products right now are so expensive. There's so many options. I think the Team Rocket's Moltres UPC, if we do not get another reprint of that, I think that thing's going to go absolutely crazy, especially comparing it to the other UPCs that were GameStop exclusives. And then, of course, we're locking in some PC ETBs, especially the new pre-orders. I mean, put some money away for that for the rest of the year and try to legit lock in every single pre-order you can. So that way you're getting PC ETBs and at MSRP. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that is such a tough question. But I do think if you did sell it now, there will be a time in the future where you could buy it back a little bit cheaper. Next is from @Prawley1. Traded my Ascended Gengar for a Japanese PSA 10-1. Do you think this was a smart move? That's a tough one also. I'd probably honestly go with English raw in my opinion, because a PSA 10 in Japanese isn't really that special because it's so easy to get a PSA 10. So, it really depends on how clean your raw card was for English. I'm going to guess it wasn't going to 10, but I personally would rather have the English card raw compared to the Japanese slab. Especially the one good thing about raw is you can actually take it out of the sleeve and really appreciate it and feel the textures, which is one of my all-time favorite things to do. Hey Beard, I recently went to a card show and did a trade for Shiny Rayquaza GX promo. To my fault, I did not expect the card at the show. Upon returning home, I examined the card. I noticed that there was scratching and it bent. I was told that this card was near mint and I trusted the seller. The shows I go to are small and everyone knows each other. Would this be a reason to bring it up to the seller next time I see them? I would love your thoughts, thanks. So I would normally just take the L because I just hate drama and stuff like that. But I mean, if it is a small local show, you can maybe bring the card back and just, maybe even show it to him. Be like, what condition would you say this is? And give it to him raw and see what he says. I think that'd be kind of funny. Because then if he does say, lightly played, moderately played, be like, well, this is what I bought from you last week, in this exact condition and near mint. A lot of times too, they don't see, the actual condition of the cards. There are so many vendors that just buy all these top-loaded cards that don't actually take the cards out and look at them. So that happens a ton. I just bought an Iron Boulder EX from a little kid. He had a bunch of cards he was selling to me, and I bought it at near mint price. I didn't really check the back because there were so many cards and I was so busy. I had a whole line that the card had a bend in it. And that's because I didn't take it out of the top loader and really look at it. I mean, it was just a cheaper card, the Iron Boulder EX, but still, you got to be thorough and, take cards out of the top loaders and stuff. And make sure you ask before you start taking cards out of top loaders. All right, next is from Wilson. Hey Beard, I have a question. Maybe you'll have better luck than me with Collector. I've tried getting them to add the 151 Voltorb Professor Program Cosmo Holo that were given out to head professors during the tournaments in 2024, 2025. They've yet to do this, so figure maybe you'll have better luck. So I will just send them this exact screenshot right now. So that way they know and they'll get working on that. It does take them a little bit because, they're just so busy. People think Collector is like a team of 200 people. It's 5 people. It's actually insane. So there we go. Sent. And I don't know, maybe give it a month. Next is from Broden116. Glorious Beard, do you think they will ever make the Mega Evolution Full Art cards for Pokemon that don't have them like Mega Gengar and Mega Dragonite and Mega Charizard Y? Or will they come out in the future in special boxes? I could see them turning those into promos, which I think would be super cool promos. But I have a feeling Pokemon will probably do that. But, you never know. They could sprinkle them here and there in sets. But to me, it makes more sense to make them as promos. Next is from RMR2503. Hi, Pokebeard. I recently got a pack of Dragon Majesty from a mystery pack. Looking at the set list, I'm not sure if it's worth ripping or should I just add it to my seal collection. Thoughts? I'd probably just add it to the seal collection because if you just get absolutely nothing, it's going to suck. And that Dragon Majesty pack is pretty cool, especially if you are a newer collector. It's nice to have some a little bit older stuff in there. Next is from Robert Smith. Thoughts on Black Bolt White Flare right now? Trying to complete my master set and everything in this set is going up. Any advice? Just hard for me to try to wait when so little of it was printed. Yeah, that is tough. I even mentioned this, I think, last week. I feel bad for anybody trying to master those sets right now because the cards are so expensive and there's just so many. But if it were me, since I know I'm going to be here forever, I would wait and maybe work on some other stuff, get some of the cheaper stuff. We will eventually see a lot of these illustration rares come down in price. We've already seen this exact same thing. We already had a massive illustration rare boom in this boom. And literally every one of those cards crashed right back down in price. And we're in the exact same thing right now where every illustration rare is just going insane. You literally can't even click on one without it going up in price. So in my opinion, I would probably hold off a little bit. And you never know. Black Bolt and White Flare is still pretty new. I mean, we could still get some massive reprints for those sets. Next is from Sega JP98. Is it fair to say that Lucario and Greninja are about equal in popularity? I think the ME Lucario is a good comp for the CR Greninja as far as artwork and fan popularity. They both seem to be the chase in their sets. Only difference is the Lucario is harder to pull since there are more SIRs in ME, so is my logic skewed in that they should be about equal in price? I do think Greninja is slightly more popular than Lucario. Like, if you give Greninja an A, Lucario would be like an A- or B+. And if you take all the Greninja cards and all the Lucario cards, the value for the Greninja cards is much, much higher than Lucario. But it is close. And last on the list is from Ty Stu. Hey Beard, what do you think the ceiling is on the Pikachu Gengar Chinese exclusive illustration? We're currently sitting around 3.5k, thank you. So I hope it crashes because I need it. I need all 4 of the Pikachu Chinese exclusives. Otherwise, I got every single Chinese exclusive now raw. And a handful of them in PSA 10s. So I still need a bunch of 10s. But yeah, I hope it crashes. I don't think it will. And I could honestly see the card being like $10,000, which I know seems crazy. But if you compare it to the Japanese exclusives, there's no reason why it couldn't. Especially everybody always says they only care about the art. They do not care about the language. They only care about the art. Well, this is the only card you're going to get this art, and it's definitely one of the best Pikachus we've ever gotten. And another reason why I think that too is that they're still behind. They're about to print, their version of Prismatic Evolutions, where they're getting a Sylveon SAR Chinese exclusive. So, I mean, they're still a ways away from actually being caught up to where I can't see them doing massive, massive reprints on all these sets. And if we do not get any reprints on these 151 sets, I mean, these cards are just going to go insane. But all right, that was today's Pokemon What If Wednesday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And like I said in my last What If Wednesday, I had to record 2 back-to-back because I'm out of town. So just please put your questions down below, and I'm going to combine both the videos and then choose the questions from there for my next What If Wednesday. And then, of course, if you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. All right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last vending video, you can click the one above. Otherwise, I have an entire playlist full of all my other vending videos, so you can check those out. All right, we'll see you next time.